Welcome back to the show. It's I Quit My Band. Clap it up. Thanks, everyone, for being here. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, go ahead and subscribe. Comment down below. Subscribe or follow us, on Instagram and TikTok for podcast clips and comedy skits. $5 a month to become a quitter. For bonus content weekly, and get the shirt in the description to support the show. There it is. There's the official I Quit My Band shirt. Tonight is a special night. It's one of the last episodes of the year.
It's a culmination.
Maybe ever. Maybe of all time. Maybe this will be the last year of the show.
News to me.
No, I'm just kidding. The show's never ending. Ever.
No. This is our
Sadly.
This is our not like chronologically, but like every week I make a folder for all the stuff we film, and this is 145.
Yeah, it's close to our 150th canon episode.
Yeah,
damn,
which is pretty nuts.
Which we've had more than that. I think.
Yeah, I think if you count the times
through the Patreon,
page and the times we've doubled up and things like that, we're damn near like 175, if not 200.
We got to be close to 200. Yeah. Celebrate with us as we're closing in on 200, maybe 250. I don't even know.
On the bicentennial.
An episode a week.
Bicentennial, man.
At least. And we're
Is that Robin Williams' robot?
Yes,
the
robot.
Yeah.
He becomes like
robot president.
Yeah, the president. Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Robot president. Yeah, that's the new sleep token. That's the new the next version of president.
Oh, cool.
Robo president.
Yeah, when they're stealing the ideas that have filtered down from sleep token to president. Now it's just robot
president.
When people call them out for stealing sleep tokens ideas, they're just like, now we're robo president. They've never done that.
You happy now?
Yeah.
Fuckers.
Tonight's a special episode because we are going to be continuing on list month. With a very important list that we've accumulated here. It's the most disappointing albums of the year. Instead of doing like a worst albums of the year, we're going to go with most disappointing because I think it just suits this show better. You know what I mean? We've done the worst songs. We can talk about bad albums all day, but I think most disappointing, it just hits a little bit harder. It's records we were really looking forward to that let us down.
I wouldn't say these albums are bad, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think there's probably a couple that are bad, but for the most part, yes, I would agree that they're not bad.
They didn't, like, maybe we were hyped for them in the promo rollout, and maybe some of the singles got us going, but then listening to the whole piece, it didn't really do it for us.
Some of them are bad. There's a couple.
One of mine is definitely bad, and one of yours.
One of mine is
one of
very
yours is
bad.
atrocious.
Yeah. We just did the worst songs, and this one is a little bit more close to home. And I don't know if you guys were looking forward this year to all of these records. Like, I think there was some from me that like I wasn't necessarily like looking forward to them, but I had high expectations for them. Did you guys like for all of yours? Were they like ones that you were like, I can't wait to hear this?
A little bit. One of them in particular is a follow up to one that I really liked last year. And so I was like, oh shit, another one, and it just didn't really do it for me nearly as much.
I would say out of the three that I picked, it was like high expectations. I just wanted to see what this band was going to do next. Mm-hmm. There were like medium expectations for one, where I was like, I dug the last one. Let's see what they're doing with the follow up, and then like ground floor expectations that were still not met.
Okay, then I think I'm on the same level as that.
Yeah.
I think we all picked accordingly.
I think so.
Yeah, high expectations, medium, and then the bar is pretty low.
The bar is on the ground, and you dug a hole.
Still missed.
This one was harder to curate because I these ones I don't really remember because it's not like I like a song from it or listen to it repeatedly. I'm like, shit. But I looked through our output this year. And that's how I found. I found it. So
I had to go back to our old reviews and make what was a
dud.
What was a true
What did I give a 6-1?
Yeah. It's like, oh, I remember that one being a yeah. Everyone's like, no, I actually gave it a very high score.
Yeah,
and I forgot.
that's happened to me too.
Yeah, there was one on here that I was like, weren't you the one that liked that the most?
Yeah. There's no accountability, and that's okay.
And things happen.
We assume that none of you are keeping track because we certainly aren't.
There is one guy there's that guy that called out to hit him with the riff bit. So there's at least one guy that knows everything that we've been doing.
That was sick.
That
cool.
was
cool.
That's an OG bit.
True,
Nate,
chat.
Why don't you hit him with the riff?
Let's hit him with the riff. Let's just get right into it. The most disappointing albums of the year. We each pick 3. So, let's just get going. Evan, you're up first.
So this is my first pick. This is Turnstile with the title track off their record Never Enough. I would say this is the album that I was like had medium expectations for. I really liked the last record a good bit, but not like my absolute favorite type of punk rock or hardcore. But it was cool to see them get the amount of traction that they did off of it. And it was just cool to have a band like that in the mainstream being talked about the way that they were. And this was the first single that we heard. And I was already kind of like, this is not really what I want. There's like a little too much airy synth, shoegazy stuff. And they didn't hit me with the riff enough.
No. It's never enough.
It's never enough. There's never enough riff hitting.
Never enough hits.
Yeah. And that was kind of my experience with the entire record. Like, we listened to it, and there are definitely, like, this is one that I would not call a bad record. I don't think in any way it's a bad record. And there are, like, a couple really good jams. But for the most part, I just found it puzzling, like, how much, like, synth bed vibe to nowhere there is on this record. Like, especially when you know that they can write these like super poppy, super catchy sections. I just didn't understand how much of the album kept falling back into that just like wasteland of sound.
Yeah, there's a lot of sick riffs on this record, but they're like cut off, so there could be more space for the airy, floating synths. Like, I went back and listened to a couple of them today just to kind of refresh myself on this record. And, like, the song Dull has, like, one of the sickest riffs on the record, but the lead up to it is so boring. And then it just, like, cuts it off, and then it goes right back into that first section. I would say this album was more of, like you said, like, it came out, it wasn't great. It wasn't a great listening experience, but it was like, at least Turnstile's getting some recognition. At least punk rock. It was like, at least we have this, I guess. But yeah, the record as a whole wasn't awesome.
This was another one I missed, I think, when we reviewed it. I feel like I missed the notable ones and everything that was just like, whatever I was here for.
We're like, JJ's gone, we can review something sick.
Finally review Turnstile.
But my feelings are similar to your guys. It was just kind of blech. And with what I'm seeing, like, they're doing like pop-up performances and stuff, which look really sick. And I like the presentation because their stage has like these colors on it. It looks really nice, whatever. But like the culture of like that, like dancing, holding your head, kicking thing.
Yeah.
Whether it's like death metal shows or punk shows,
skanking
is like the ska version, I believe.
I think that's true.
Where it's like more of like a shuffle or something. Either way, I can't really, that loses me. And this music though, like this song, I can't imagine people like doing that thing, but they are. And
I can see people doing it.
I can see them doing it during the part that's sick.
Yeah,
it's just what do they do during this part?
That's what I'm saying.
And
you
they hit the elf bar. Is the question.
They keep doing it.
Chuck clouds and wait for another riff.
They just keep doing it during this part. Just like,
I mean, I'm sure there's guys that do that.
Just fucking floating synths.
I wouldn't say this would qualify for me personally as disappointing because I was never really that into it to begin with. But I'll let it ride.
I liked Glow On a good bit, and like the bits off here kind of felt like almost carbon copies of things that worked on Glow On.
Yeah,
like there's a couple that are like one for one, and somebody in the comments called this album like getting a bag of chips, and when you open it, it's like 40% air and 60% chips.
Shrinkflation.
Yes,
that's a good way to put it.
That's very much how this album feels. There's just like not enough Dorito to bag ratio.
Yeah, shrinkage the album.
Shrinkage the album.
And this is Shrinkage the podcast.
Shrinkage the podcast
for different reasons.
For reasons we won't disclose. You want to move on?
Sure.
Let's move on to the next one. Here's one of mine. So this
is Penny Lane.
This is Penny Lane. This is a Beatles song. This was probably by most anticipated of the year for being good, at least. This is Joe with his album The Crux. The song that we're listening to is called Charlie's Garden. We talked about Joe. We reviewed this one. All three of us were here for this one.
I was here for this.
Yeah. And we talked about how like Joe Keery from Stranger Things, which is kind of embarrassing that one of my most anticipated of the year was like a child actor's album.
Steve the Hair Harrington.
I liked the album from the kid with no teeth and
Gaten Matarazzo.
Matarazzo. He had a really nice funk project.
You're not into Calpurnia?
That's the other guy.
That was the other guy. Finn Wolfhard.
Yeah. He has a band too?
He had a band. I think he's just Finn Wolfhard now.
Yeah.
I think he has another musical
He's the one
project.
that annoys me the most, I think.
Yeah, I listened to that one too.
His name sounds like he should be Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah.
And then he just is like a
tiny
twink.
little
Yeah.
kid. Yeah. Dolph Lundgren. Finn Wolfhard.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I talked about how I listened to Joe when his first record came out. Like, he didn't call a lot of attention to him being a celebrity. He was kind of like wearing a disguise, and he hit his name, and no one really knew it was him. And I enjoyed a lot of songs on that record, and there was a lot of potential for like this project being really cool, because there's a song Flash Mountain, there was a song Roddy,
Flash Mountain,
Personal Lies. Like, there's a lot of great tracks.
Temple Shangri-La.
Yeah, I was intrigued by that record because it's kind of like a psych rock record.
Yeah.
And then his second record, Decide, was like had this really heavy Daft Punk influence. I didn't like it as much, but it was still like intriguing, I guess. And then so this one, I was like, I think he's gonna like get it, and put out a really cool record. And judging by the singles, I was like, might be pretty good. But there was a lot of Billy Joel influence and vibes on this one. And after someone steals Billy Joel's vibe, you kind of realize that no one should ever steal Billy Joel's vibe.
Yeah.
That's an unstealable
it's
vibe.
It's the Piano Man, and that's it.
It's an unshakable force.
Yeah, and it's like not even that attractive of a vibe.
No, it's not a good vibe.
Yeah, it's like I'm going to be the assistant English teacher.
Yeah,
the fucking
it's not a good vibe whatsoever.
I got more Beatles vibes off of this, but regardless, it just kind of seemed like this part is egregious.
This song was like one of my least favorites on the album, but there was more. This one's definitely Beatles, but there was a couple that were like Uptown Girl.
Yeah,
there's definitely some Joel. I remember this one being like
DJ OEL.
Oh yeah, DJ OEL.
Joel. Yeah, that was the big joke from that episode.
Yeah,
but yeah, I just remember this being like, out of all of the stuff that we listened to, this one became a chore to listen to review it, just
it really
because
was.
of how boring it was.
He just dropped all the psych and added all classic rock, and I'm a classic rock guy, but like I liked the psych rock stuff.
Yeah, there's a couple psych rock songs on this record, but they leaned more towards like Zeppelin worship than they did like cool.
There's a couple that have like a Cars vibe.
Yeah, there was like it was like a classic rock tour de force a little bit.
Yeah, it was.
And then like towards the back half, he just went straight up Beatles.
It was GVF.
Joel.
Yeah. It really felt like kind of like raiding your uncle's vinyl collection, and not your cool uncle.
No, you're lame.
The one that likes Super Tramp.
Yeah, exactly. The one that has all the J. Giles band records.
The uncle that's in a Billy Joel cover band.
Yeah, 100%. That only plays 80s Joel.
Yeah, only plays 80s Joel. Yeah.
I did think the production on the record was pretty good. Like, he's definitely like a talented musician.
Yeah,
and, like,
he is.
And like knows how to get his records to sound a certain way, but songwriting was just
yeah. I used to be a Joe guy. I was like, you should listen to Joe.
You and your wife fuck with Joe heavy.
We fucked with Joe heavy, and now I'm just like, he sucks. He fucking sucks. Let's move on. Jay,
this is one of my most disappointing records. This is a song called Letters from Sing Sing off the Bambara album Birthmarks. We reviewed this, and I think we gave it an okay score, but the more it sat with me, because it was very like emo film noir, like black and white, glass of wine shit that's going on. I was really this would fall into the category of one I was really excited for, because their previous album was 5 years before this, and it was called Stray. and I really liked it. And I saw them live. I like stumbled into seeing them live, and it was really compelling and entertaining. But this album, albeit that this is probably the more driving song, is just all like atmosphere and like narrative, and that's not what I was looking for. You know, I was looking for a little bit of energy because that's what the live show was, and instead it's more of just like Casablanca or something. You know?
I remember it being very like Nick Cave meets the opening credits to True Detective.
Yeah, and Blade Trinity.
Blade Trinity.
The worst Blade.
Yeah, it's not like anything like laughable. It just like I think they kind of got in their up their own ass a little bit with the story and like the mysticism.
Yeah. I watched they just had a KEXP session get posted like yesterday.
Yeah.
And I watched it, and like I didn't not like the album when we listened to it, but after watching the performance and like hearing these songs live, there's just like, it hit me that this band and the songs on this record are just so like there's such a cliche-ness to them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's like, you know, the cool love interest who's like gonna steal the nerdy guy's girlfriend's band in a movie, and it's like, you know, they have a knife and a cigarette and like the black jet black hair, and it's just like, I don't want to listen to that guy's band. You know what I mean? He's gonna steal my girlfriend. He's an asshole.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah, I think we talked about it. It's like very noir influenced,
Yeah.
and like noir is built off of like a series of cliches.
Yeah.
But this does almost nothing to move outside of them. It's just
it's
like
just
I got
there.
my cigarette
Yeah.
in a black car.
And then she said to him, "Get in the car, baby." And you're like,
She was wearing leather shoes.
Yeah.
yeah, you can like see the Venetian blind
Yeah.
shadow
Yeah.
on like the private eye
Yeah.
detector. And I told the broad to get the hell out of
"Get
here.
the hell out of my face."
Yeah.
I slapped her.
Yeah.
I mean, no, I didn't.
Wait,
slap
I
her.
didn't do that.
I didn't do that.
Not in 2025.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe in 1956 I did. But
I did it, but it's not.
But not anymore. I don't do that anymore.
woke detective.
Yeah, that shit's fucked up, but
woke
I
detective.
respected her boundaries as a man should.
Oh my god, that'd be a great
That's so
HBO show.
woke
just
The
detective.
lead singer of Bambara, and then like, I don't know, Hannah Gatsby or something.
Yeah.
I asked her what her pronouns were before I addressed her.
Before I,
And it turns out she was they, them, so I said it all wrong to begin with.
I had to apologize.
I apologize.
I did a tweet that canceled myself.
I canceled myself. Told my boss on myself.
I told him. Yeah, that's good.
Anyone have the balls to do something like that? No, just me. Yeah.
I couldn't sleep with myself at night.
Yeah. I'm sure Bambara was not expecting to just
No.
get fucking flamed.
It's not a bad album.
It's not a bad album.
like I said,
It's
just-
actually, that song is not bad.
We're
Didn't
just
live
buying
up-
in bits. We
We're
gotta
just
fill the
bidding.
time.
Yeah, we're
dude.
Didn't live up
we're
to
just
my
riffing, dude.
expectations.
Let's move on to this next one here. Evan, this is one of yours.
This is my next pick. This is Black Country New Road with The Big Spin. This is definitely the album that I had probably the highest expectations for. Loved their last record. And, you know, I didn't know what to expect with Isaac leaving the band. You know, such an integral part of the band to be leaving. But the live album that they put out live at Bush Hall, there were some like really high highs on that. There were still some ones that were like, no, that sounds a little whimsical.
Yeah.
But Turbine's Pigs, I mentioned before. I think I even got it wrong, called it Turpentine Pigs a couple times.
Yeah, and someone
Nice.
was like, "Turpentine pig."
Yeah, I'm an idiot.
idiot.
What do you want? So yeah, I was really interested to hear what this would sound like, and I think this ended up being a pretty like divisive record, from what I could tell. I think a lot of people loved this record,
Yeah.
and loved the direction that the band was going in. And I'm just not one of those people. I think it's very accomplished. Like the level of talent and musicianship and composition on display on this album is really impressive. But like for me, it was like very tough to sit through for an hour.
It was a long one. I remember that and being like, what the fuck
Yeah.
am I listening to?
I re-listened to this song before we did this episode, and yeah, this song just kind of like flew in my ear and out the like it was like it didn't even happen. I was just like, oh wow, like there's something with my brain that just this type of stuff just does not register at all. It's very theatrical.
I can't latch on to anything.
It's very theatrical, very whimsical.
There's
it
no
has
fucking
like
hook.
Big, there's really not any hooks on the record at all. It's just
hookless.
But the musicianship is great, and I can see why people love it. But not for me.
Yeah, and I talked about it in the review, but I just miss that that juxtaposition of these like super talented musicians with like this deadpan, anxiety-ridden singer. That's what like made that music so interesting. And Antrim up there, like their first record was good, but I remember being like kind of on the fence on them. Like they seemed a little too clever, a little too full of themselves with like the Slint cover band stuff.
Yeah.
And then Antrim up there, I was like, oh wow, they like completely figured it out. This is a masterpiece. And now, maybe in a couple years I'll be like, oh, they figured it out again. They figured out a way to rope in the whimsy but there's just a lot of it that's like musical theater to me, and it's like
hoop skirts.
Yeah.
I want rock band stuff.
Yeah. They're such an interesting band. You know what I mean?
True.
Like it's just like it's so weird that they like came onto the scene with a lot of like skepticism from people, and then made one of these like critically acclaimed post-punk records, and then lost their singer, and then like just came back with like there's not a lot of bands that will lose a singer and then just don't replace them but keep going. Unless you're the Fray.
Yeah, exactly.
Fray
Unless you lose Eugene Frey.
Ronnie Frey.
Mark Frey.
Yeah, I mean, it is interesting, and I will definitely check out whatever they do next, but it definitely seems like some of the elements that were appealing to me were like specifically brought there by the guy that left.
That's tough. That's a tough one.
Yeah, when the Bulls lose Jordan.
Bulls lost Jordan.
I'm like, Mark Kerr, let's go.
The Bulls for sure lost
Steve Kerr.
Jordan there.
Steve, whatever, dude. Mark Kerr's the UFC fighter.
There you go.
The Rock plays in the Smashing Machine.
That's right. Let's move on. Here's one of mine. This is Deftones with their new album, Private Music. The song that we're listening to is called Locked Club. This one was like my medium expectation. I was excited. I'm always going to be excited when Deftones put out new music because I'm a huge Deftones fan. But I will say that like for their past however many records, like since like Koi no Yokon it's a great record, but I remember like not loving a lot of the refrains and choruses on that record. I like the riffs more and like Chino's performances more. And then like Gore and Ohms came out, and they're just like, I just felt like this band, they don't know how to really write a hook anymore. And I felt like they did not figure that out on Private Music. Like, a lot of people loved Private Music and said it was this return to form. I think the biggest return to form with Private Music was the production and the performances. Like, the performances are pretty good, and it sounds good because they worked with the same producer that they did on Diamond Eyes, and I think they worked with him on a couple other records. I think Koi no Yokon, too. But the hooks on this record are just not there. Like, they're totally not there. There's some cool riffs. There's some, like, maybe okay songs, but, like, I don't know. Out of, like, 12 songs on track list, I could really grab onto maybe 3, 2.5, maybe. Like, I was looking at this, and it was so not memorable to me. And I don't think I listened to it past us doing the review.
I was going to ask, did all three of us do this?
We all did this.
I don't remember it at all.
It was
yes.
Yeah. It was so like I don't know. It just felt so like inconsequential. Like there was nothing that exciting going. Like this song has a cool riff, but I hate this chorus.
The
like,
guitars sound good.
It does nothing for me.
Yeah, I remember liking a few songs of it. I remember liking Infinite Source a good bit.
Infinite Source is cool.
And I like I Think About You All the Time.
That was good. Milk of the Madonna was good.
Milk of the Madonna is really good.
Yeah.
But I would agree. I felt like a lot of people talked about this like it's like a new classic in their discography.
Yeah.
And to me, it felt like just a good later album.
Yeah, it was a fine. It was them like kind of climbing back, and they're in like a very, a series of disappointing later years.
Yeah.
Them just putting out something that was like half decent, and people being like, "Oh my god!" And it's like, no, it's just that they sucked for so long, and now they're putting out something that's like fine again.
Yeah, and I remember thinking like both. Like you talking about there not being a whole lot of hooks. I remember Chino being mixed like very low, especially in the choruses.
Yeah.
And like he gets like washed out by these walls of guitar.
Yeah.
And it doesn't sound like he really screams anymore.
No,
or
not much.
nearly as much.
Yeah.
And like when we went back on the Patreon and listened to like those old Deftones songs, like a lot of the parts that grab me are the parts where like he comes up and meets the music when it gets loud and he's screaming. And part of that can be just like you're older, you can't really do that as much anymore, but there are ways around that.
They used to write a fucking hook, dude. They used to be able to write a hook. There's no hooks.
Where are the
Shove
hooks?
it, shove it, shove it.
That's a that's a hook.
That's a hook, baby.
That hooked me.
Yeah, dude, I'm in.
Let's move on to the next one.
This is one that I was alluding to at the beginning where Tyler put out Chromacopia in 2024, and I like surprise released it kinda, and then did kind of the same thing with this. I really liked Chromacopia. It's probably one of my favorite in Tyler's discography. I know that there were mixed reviews of it on our show, but so when I saw he was putting out something this soon after, I was like, oh shit, cool, nice. And there are some decent moments on it, and he even stressed, he was like, don't read into it, it's not supposed to be that, it's supposed to. He kind of sold it the way Joey Valence and Bray sold their record, like, we just want you to dance to this. And it may be good for that, but that may be all it's good for, and that's just not enough for me. So I may have rated it a bit higher when we reviewed it, but the more I listened to it and the more it sat with me, I was like, it kind of let me down a little bit, because Tyler the Creator kind of has like a standard, and a lot of these bars and a lot of the like hookless songs that are on this but have like a nice beat feel like something that he sat on and just put out or complete an album and put out something else. So that's how it landed itself on this playlist. Still love Tyler, and I would say like this album's decent, but I was excited about it, and it didn't quite do it for me.
Yeah, I feel pretty similar. Like I remember when we listened to it, I was probably the most mixed on it, and I feel pretty similar. Like I think it sounds cool.
Yeah,
there's a lot of very cool sounds, a lot of very cool instrumentals, but compared to like everything that he had been releasing up until that point, like 3 or 4 listens and nothing was really sticking to me. There's a couple like jams for sure, like 2 to 3 jams, but like overall a lot more like R&B singing that I'm just not quite as into to his like hip hop stuff.
Yeah, I felt the same too. I mean, this one just kind of registered to me as not like an album within his discography.
Yeah.
Like it just felt like more of this like offshoot, like as if like
a mixtape.
Yeah, like almost like if a singer was to put out like a workout tape. And instead of like putting on a workout tape, he just made an album that sounds like a workout tape.
It's his Richard Simmons tribute.
It's his Richard Simmons
This is my Sweating to the Oldies record.
Yeah. Sweat to the Oldies, except he didn't do, there was he didn't sweat or put out a tape. He just put out the record, the soundtrack.
Promoted it like an album.
Yeah. It doesn't really register in my brain as like a full-on Tyler the release. It's just like this fun thing that you can listen to and enjoy. And maybe there will be something a little bit more like of his standard later down the line. But yeah, I didn't come back to this a lot, and I also didn't come back to Chromacopia that much now that I think about it. So Tyler's gonna pick it up.
Yeah, dude.
If he
wants to get another hell yeah, I'm pretty sure gave this a hell yeah.
I think we did.
And I'm pretty sure we gave Chromacopia hell yeah.
Yeah,
I like Chromacopia.
A 7 is in the hell yeah range.
It's light.
It's a light.
Well,
hell yeah.
You got to remember our scale. If you know you're talking about it with some friends, people are like Tyler the Creator. Don't tap the glass. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. That's a hell yeah. Yeah, that's what it is. Here we're on to the next one. I didn't even have to change it.
All right, this is my last pick. This is Pink Elephant by Arcade Fire. This is the title track off their album Pink Elephant. Not an album that I was particularly looking forward to for a number of different reasons, but Arcade Fire was a band at one point that made music that I loved. Like, their first 3 albums are amazing.
Do you like Reflector? Is that in those 3 or no?
That's the 4th album, and I would say there's an album of great music stretched
Within
across
Reflector.
2 hours of disc. But like Afterlife might be one of their best songs.
Yeah.
And really cool production on that record. But then like Everything Now came out in 2017, and it's hard to remember a band that dropped in the eyes of so many so fast.
Yeah.
Like, it was just like, did I ever like this band?
Yeah.
And I hated that album, but I still was like, well, these other albums are great. They put out We, which I thought was a step in the right direction. There's a couple really good songs off We.
Don't even remember that.
It's a Nintendo tribute album.
Yeah, We.
Yeah, exactly. It's a soundtrack to bowl to.
Yeah.
On your TV.
Yeah.
And then like immediately after We comes out, Win Butler. The accusations come out against Win Butler, and they become like persona non grata.
Yeah.
And then they put out this album, which is even worse than Everything Now. Like, it's just so energyless. Like, he just sounds like defeated on this entire record. And like, you know, it lends the question of like, are you in the space to be making a record at this point?
Just trying to make a couple bucks.
It could be.
Well, he did that thing. What was that thing that he did? Like, he was on a show.
It was on SNL 50.
SNL 50 , that's right. Yeah.
Oh,
he
right.
came out and he looked like so happy.
He looked like the most excited human being to be at SNL
to be
50.
recognized again. Yeah. I didn't listen to this record because of how bad the production was on this song. Like, the mixing is fucking terrible.
Yeah.
It's like Avenged Sevenfold, Life is But a Dream level.
Yeah, it's
mixing.
pretty
Especially
bad.
the guitar. The guitar sounds like you took the DI plug right into the Scarlet too, and we're like, yes.
The drums are just like a mess. Like, it sounds crazy to listen to this song in a car, like with it just kind of cranked up. Like it's you can't hear anything besides the kick.
Yeah.
I don't mind this song. I actually kind of like the tune of this song, but it's the sound that and the performances that are kind of like just so like nothing.
It's just
this album might as well just been called Nothing Burger the album, because it like didn't make any sort of like cultural buzz or boom. Just no one gave a fuck.
I think he refuses to address the pink elephant in the room.
Yeah, I mean, that's another thing. Like, if they would have released Funeral, I don't even think audiences would be willing to accept it.
Yeah.
But like, even like separating the art from the art, if you will, as we do on the show.
Yeah.
The art from the art.
Yeah. It's just not a successful album. And especially when you, like, the thing that you know from Arcade Fire are, like, these bombastic, emotional moments. Like, do I want to hear the, like, mid-tempo kind of, like, singing out of the side of your mouth? Like you said, like, the tune is not terrible.
Yeah.
The production is, like, there's 9 people in this band. It sounds like this was all done by the same guy.
Yeah.
It's atrocious.
It's atrocious.
It's atrocious. Let's move on.
Man, you talk about downtrodden.
Yeah. So we got a little taste of listening to this while we were setting up.
Yeah.
And damn.
God damn.
So this is Kings of Leon.
So this was the one where your expectations were sky high.
This is all the way up
After
here.
Can We Please Have Fun?
No, my expectations were low for this because this was this is not an album. This is a surprise EP that came out like just a few weeks ago.
Fuck.
Yeah. The Kings of Leon have been like doing a couple things this year. Like they released a song with Zach Bryan, and then Zach Bryan released a song with them. They did like a 2 and 2 or 1 and 1 type of thing. The songs weren't good, and I wasn't like excited for anything, and I didn't think that they were gonna put out.
But
anything.
you're tuning in.
But I'm there. I still follow the Facebook page. I'm still a part of the group. Anyway, I wouldn't have looked forward to this at all because any surprise EP would have registered to me as like, all the B-sides from the Zach Bryan sessions or all the B-sides from Can We Please Have Fun. But they marketed this as a direct sequel to like their 2001 EP. Like, this is called EP number 2, and they use the same font choice in the logos from back in the day when they were badass. So I was like, there's a chance, and they didn't release any singles. So I was like, there's a chance that maybe this is like cool Kings of Leon again. Yeah. Like maybe like it's gonna sound rockin'. Because Mustang did, you know.
Oh yeah,
Mustang was kind of a rockin' song.
Forget about
there
Mustang.
was a couple songs off of Mustang, off of Can We Please Have Fun that were kind of rockin'. And then I hear this, and it's legitimately one of the worst things I've ever heard, ever. It's so bad. This is probably Kings of Leon's worst song that they've ever had. It's called Pit to the Rind. This song has absolutely nothing going for it.
It's like, one of the most boring songs
like,
I've heard in a very long time.
I feel like my soul is leaving my body while listening to this. His vocal performance is bad. The production is bad. Everything about this is bad.
I would rather listen to like my alarm clock in the morning for 4 minutes.
Oh my god! If this was my alarm clock in the morning,
I'd
dude,
kill myself.
I would be done.
Eternal sleep, dude.
Dude, I'd be gone.
Yeah, so like this was playing as we were like setting up,
and like we had to say something about it.
We were like, "What the fuck, dude? Like, get these off of my head."
It's
atrocious, dude.
Boring, and I think it's so funny that they looped you in
with
the legacy sequel, dude.
Like, this is our EP number 2.
Hey, this is Ghostbusters again. That's what Bill Murray's back.
I mean, you guys would have been, if it was one of your favorite bands.
Yeah, I've been there a bunch of times.
I get it, but like the fact that like they called back to, and correct me if I'm wrong, an obscure EP from the beginning of their career.
Yeah.
And they're like, you know what? Let's bring back the glory days.
Let's bring back the old,
the cool art.
The art, the logo, the font that we used to have that was like Westernish.
Let's not bring back any of the cool vibes in the songs.
And there's 4 songs in this, so I was like, there's
a 25% chance that one of them's okay.
Yeah, like there's not a lot of room for error, or there was. I mean, in this case, it was all error.
Yeah,
but the other songs on the record, like there's the first 2 songs are kind of upbeat and energetic, but they are also bad. Like they also manage to be boring and really like nothing going on, even though they're 10 times more upbeat than this.
They must have knew that you were like at churn risk. They were like, we might lose our one guy.
Well, the best
we gotta bust out the old.
We
gun.
might lose our informant on the inside.
Yeah.
It just shows, the album art episode that we did. It shows how important album art is. You can trick a dumbass into listening to your dog shit EP.
I mean, what it makes me think of is they put out Can We Please Have Fun? Was that last year, 2024?
Yeah, I think
okay,
so.
we reviewed that, and Can We Please Have Fun is such an amazingly appropriate title for
what that
an album by
is.
Kings of Leon in 2024
by the fascist regime. Us asking Kings of Leon if we can have fun, and the answer is always no.
Well, I think I made this joke before, but now that with that title and everything I've heard of them since, I think of Can We Please Have Fun as like the Jeb Bush Can We Please Clap?
Can we please clap?
Yeah, because
Can we please rock?
Can we please rock? Yeah. And their answer consistently is no.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
It's not can we please rock, can we please clap. It's just can we please do something. Because it is just like we're drowning, The fans are like I don't know. I have to get out of this at some point in my life.
I think the soapbox, you should stay on it for a while.
have to somehow get out of this world. I think I have to maybe unfollow the Facebook page.
No.
I mean, there was literally, this is embarrassing, but they have a contest on their Facebook right now of like win a free signed guitar and a trip to Las Vegas to meet the Kings
Creed
of Leon.
Quest.
Oh, yeah.
And
Quest.
I was like, I clicked it, and I was like, that'd be cool. Right?
The Quest of
That'd be
Leon.
cool to meet the Kings of Leon.
Dude, you need to join COLA.
I
Kings
know.
of Leon's Anonymous. Just dudes that look like you in like a fucking
Who
church
have just
basement
been,
drinking.
like-
32-year-old
Yeah.
guys.
It's been 8 days since I thought Kings of Leon would be sick again. Guys just being like, congratulations.
Here's the thing.
My name's Nate, and I thought this EP was going to be good. Hi, Nate.
That's the skit for sure.
Yeah,
That's the skit
that
for
is a
sure.
good. That would be a good.
Here's the
skit.
thing. I feel really bad for you because
Yeah.
I can't
mean-
think of a specific example, but I'm there with other stuff.
At this point, I think it's my own. It's my own fault. Like as soon as
You're
I
putting
clicked,
a quarter in your ass
yeah,
because you're
I
playing
played
yourself.
myself. As soon as I clicked play on this record on this EP, and it just was like immediately I could tell where it was going. I was like, God damn it! I was like, and now I'm gonna listen to the whole thing, and it's gonna piss me off.
At least
and
it was only 4
you know,
songs.
Someone's gonna text me because I have a lot of friends that we used to listen to Kings of Leon together.
Yeah.
Well,
you
because
know?
I mean, it's the perfect age that you were into them. That was probably you were like their street team,
Oh,
telling
yeah.
everybody
we were
like Kings of Leon
Yeah.
are the shit.
are sick.
So
yeah.
now
Coney
every
2012, Kings of Leon.
yeah, exactly.
so now every time they put out a bad record, it's just you being like, people are gonna think I'm an asshole.
Yeah, people are gonna think I'm a dick. People are gonna remember that I wore that shirt in high school.
I'm fucking sorry, man.
I know, dude. It's my own fault.
That's too
It's my
bad.
own fault.
Yeah.
It's a terrible EP. If you want to go listen to like the most boring music of all time, go listen to it. Let's move on to the last track.
Oh man. Well, we don't have to dwell on this too long, but what I would consider probably the most disappointing album this year, and maybe reflects on the state of psych rock in general, is Abomination Revealed at Last by the Osees. I really willed myself into trying to like this, and I really did. I think you can see me in the review being like, but this, and then I came to my senses. No.
That's how listening to a lot of OC's album is nowadays. Just
No.
trying to like it.
Trying.
Yeah, you're just
Don't
really
make me
trying.
try.
Because it's not like they're putting out anything boring. It's like I wouldn't classify this song as boring, but like when you boil it down to it, like you can see, how simple this is, and like
Yeah.
how like that's not a good riff.
What is that?
Like that's just it. I don't know. Like
What is
it's
that?
It's just they have such better songs and better records in them, and this one just felt like throw shit at the wall and not see what sticks. It's just everything. We're just gonna all the shit that was thrown at the wall
will now be
will now
released,
be released.
whether it's stuck to the wall or not.
Whether
the
it's
whole
on the
room's
ground.
going out the door.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I think like, I'm not as big of a OC's hog as you guys are, but I have to think that the annual deadline
Yeah.
is not in their favor anymore.
Yeah.
No.
It's like maybe like when you're in your 20s, maybe when you're in your 30s,
Yeah.
you can grind out an album a year while touring, and it's going to be exceptional, but it's hard to think.
Yeah.
That, I mean, what was this? They're like 24th, 5th?
Yeah,
Something like that. So many.
And you're like working with a pretty narrow parameter of psych rock. I mean, they've like added synth, they've made it more punky.
Yeah.
It's just take a year or two
Take
off.
a year or
Yeah.
two off.
Play
Make
like a
something
couple
good.
greatest hits tours.
Yeah.
Though you say like their tours
They
basically
tour-
are greatest hits.
Yeah, they barely play any shit from the new.
Yeah,
what is
I don't get the concept of them releasing new music. Like, there's no point to it
No.
anymore.
You
at
can
all.
repress your vinyl 1,000 times and people will buy it.
People will
and
still
be
buy
geeked
it.
about it.
Yeah. I feel like Dwyer's one of those guys that has like, he still has like some sort of, genuine piece of music, maybe a couple more albums, maybe like
Yeah.
2 albums in him still that could be like great.
I think Evan nailed it though. It's the deadline.
It is
a
the
killer.
deadline. Yeah, they
Because
have
we'll
to
be
just
here
get
in
rid of it.
August again.
That's what I mean. Like, if he just took 2 or 3 years off, like they could make something really, really
Or
great.
18 months off.
Or yeah, exactly. It doesn't even
Or
have to be
365 days.
Yeah.
Or 66
Yeah,
days.
that's all they have to do. That's
Yeah,
all
I
they
mean,
have to
I respect like the compulsive like nature to
Yeah.
want to create.
Yeah.
But you got to be honest. We're critics, dude.
Yeah.
There was
People
a lot
believe
of
in
dudes,
us.
There was a lot of dudes in our comment section of this video, the review that we did, that were like, "It's one of their best." And it's like, I feel bad for these guys.
Stop.
Like, I'm not, I don't want to insult anybody, but like, I just feel like if you listen to this band, you know that it's not one of their best.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Be so
Like,
honest with
It's
yourself.
just that it's new and it's, that's all it is.
The
I
art
used to
is
be the
cool.
same way. I used to think everything that they put out was like something I needed to have on vinyl, something I needed to listen to. It's just like, I don't know. It's the same.
Yeah.
Once you get older, you start to get, I guess, a little bit more jaded about it. But
What,
yeah,
us?
You cannot.
Jaded?
You cannot tell me that this is one of their best things.
Yeah,
No.
I mean, I definitely read comments of ours where, like, if people disagree with us, I'll be like, okay, I can see that point
Yeah,
of view.
sure.
But, like, sometimes when it's like, are you insane? This is the best.
Yeah,
You're
I'm just
like,
like,
I remember
no.
being that guy.
Come on, man.
You're eventually going to be this
yeah,
guy.
you'll be this guy.
Well,
You'll
it's
be in one of these seats eventually.
It's the psych rock heads that, like, the Giz fans, the osees
Yeah.
fans, all whatever fans. They're all kind of cut from the same cloth. Nerds.
I think it's like when you compare it to like other music. I think
Yeah.
a lot of those guys compare stuff that the OCs do to like pop music that they would prefer not to listen to. So they're just
Yeah.
like, well, I mean, it's fucking 10 times better than
Benson Boone.
Benson Boone or
Yeah.
Imagine Dragons. Like, yeah, that's true, but like, it's not,
Thumb cutter,
it's
toe
not
buster.
Thumb Cutter, Toe Buster.
Toe Cutter, Thumb
Toe
Buster.
Cutter, Thumb Buster.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that song rocks.
Well, that's all of the disappointing albums that we had on this list. So let us know what the most disappointing albums for you were in the comments. Get the shirt, support the show. Follow us on Patreon. Subscribe to our Patreon page. $5 a month for bonus content weekly. There's going to be 2 new ones out pretty soon, but we are like trying to do list month all on YouTube. So stay tuned.
There also
Or-
might be a vault.
There
Yeah,
might be a vault. Yeah,
might
we're
be
thinking about
unlocking the vault, really letting you out
Yeah.
on the.
Yeah.
we're thinking about unleashing the first ever unreleased episode of I Quit My Band. Before it was really I Quit My Band.
Yeah.
Um,
We were searching for an identity.
we were searching for an identity.
It has perhaps our greatest bit of
the
all
greatest
time.
Yeah.
bit that we've never topped on
Yeah.
it. So look out for all of that and subscribe to the channel to get updated with all the 2025 year-end stuff. So we'll see you soon.